Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stacy and today I wanted to set up my planner for the month of September, and I wanted to do an August recap just to kind of show you what my planner system looked like last month, and I wanted to talk to you about 2025 planners. Before we get started, I wanted to let you know I will be using my Sterling Ink September sub kit. I went back to the full kit because I just felt that it was worth the money compared to the sticker only kit. I won't be using too many stickers today, but these are really pretty. I like the September kit a lot, and it's my birthday month, so I'm excited to get this kit. So what I wanted to do in this video is mainly set up my grid lines for the month so that when I get to the week, it's already done. I thought it would be a good time to chit chat just so that we're not sitting here with a lot of dead air. So what I'm gonna do for the first week, I'm gonna just really walk you through how I've decided to set up my lines because it is working for me. So on the right hand side, I'm going to go ahead and count off 8 grids. And I'm just using my Erin Condren ruler because I have so many of them. All right, so this is 8 grids. I'm going to leave 2 at the top because I do like to line the right side up with the left. And then since this is where I'll be putting in my meals, I'll just go ahead and put in the weekly lines right now. And all I'm doing is just following the line from the left. So while I'm doing this, I'm going to start talking about how my planners went for August. So earlier this year, after I moved from the weeks planner to the standard, I really was content with my system. I had 2 Sterling Ink standard size planners in horizontal. I had 1 for family and home, and then I had 1 for my journal. Now let me tell you what I'm doing here. I'm setting up my right side habits and to-do list, and I do 2, 2, 2, and 1. So I just follow it. I just follow from the left 2 days, 2 days, 2 days, and then 1 day. And then I'll show you how it'll look as well. But again, right now I'm just setting up the grid lines. And on this week, I'll really walk you through what I'm doing in between me talking about something else. So this is how the right side will look. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn this upside down because I am right-handed. And so it's easier for me to draw the lines with my right hand. The first thing that I'm going to do is create a border right here. So I take 2 grids and just draw a border. And then I'm going to count 8 grids. Now, for the next 2 boxes, I'm going to count 9. And this should be 18 that's left. And then I'll show you why it'll equal out to 8. Oh, no, I'm sorry. These 2 should be 9. Okay. So I split the last 2 into 9 grids. And then for these two columns, I take 1 grid and make my, I guess, my check off box. And so that makes it so that all of my boxes are 8 grids evenly. So this is what I'm going to do for this month, and I'm working my way from back to front of September just so that I can then start planning the following week. So once I get here, everything will be set up. So back to what I was saying about the sterling ink. I was really content this year. I had my home planner and my journal. So then what happened was it was a planner sale, okay? Planners started going on sale, and I went ahead and purchased not one, but 2 planners. That's when I got one from Moxie Life, and then I bought a vertical from Sterling Ink. Now, I have to be completely honest. Ever since I bought those 2 planners, I have been in planner chaos. I have been trying to figure out how to use all 4 of these planners in a way that makes sense to me. So, last month I made a video and I said I was going to try to stick with them for the entire month. But I have to say I had to let go of that vertical planner. And not that anything was wrong with it, I just didn't need it. So on the vertical pages, I was using it to sort of journal the day. But to me, it didn't make sense because in my mind, that could have gone in my personal journal. So what I've decided, I was about to say for the rest of the year, but we know that that's not good to say. So I will say for this month, or until anything changes, just so that that vertical planner doesn't go to waste, I'm planning on just using the monthly calendar and the notes. The monthly calendar and the notes, because I like to document the videos that I've posted for the year. And I didn't want to let go of that just simply because I couldn't use the weekly. So I'm not going to make any promises, but I will say that until I find a useful purpose for those weeklies, I'm not going to force myself to use something that is not working. And I put my lines in the wrong place, and this is why I use eraser. Okay, I'm just going to erase these 2. Give me a minute. I'm going to erase these and start these lines over. All right, so those lines have been erased. Let me go ahead and take my time. But that's one of the reasons why I use the pencil, because mistakes happen. But I also like the pencil because it's not such a bold line in contrast with the gray grid lines. So I'm counting 9 across, and I was supposed to put the grid line in the front if I'm not mistaken. Okay, I don't know why I'm forgetting this, but it's because I'm trying to talk. I am trying to run my mouth because I do have a lot to talk about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, perfect. So we're back in business. So what I was saying about the vertical planner, unless I find a use for it that makes sense, I'm not going to stress out about it. The monthly, I have my videos that I posted for the whole year. And then I'll just like use the note section in the back. And then going forward, I will try to decide what it is I want to do. So I'm just gonna take a moment and count these grids. And again, I count 8. All of my boxes should be 8 grids. I like even boxes. I'm just weird like that. And I know sometimes I keep going up, but because it's pencil, I'll just erase it later. All right, so I talked about that vertical. Now let's talk about Moxie Life. This is another planner that I have been struggling to find a purpose for. And I shouldn't say find a purpose for, because I have the purpose. I'm struggling to use it. And I think it's because it's just big and heavy. I really believe that that is the one thing that's stopping me from really enjoying my Moxie Life planner. And last year I used the TN folios, or the TN compact, whatever you call it, companion notebooks. That's what they're called, companions. And I have one left. I have one 3-month quarterly booklet that has not been used. I saved it from last year. And I thought about trying to use it. I thought about trying to use it maybe for the next few months to see if I'm just not going to use the Moxie Life, or if I just need something a little bit lighter. But what I've realized with the Moxie Life is I do like having my goals all in one place, right? But I think what overwhelms me is that every week there are 8 areas of life to set goals for. But for some weeks, I'm only focused on 1 or 2. And I know that Sierra, the owner of Moxie, said you don't have to plan in every area every week. And that's something that I have to keep telling myself. Because I do know that different seasons require different goals. All right, so different seasons require different goals. So now we are back. Well, the kids are back to school now. So for anyone who is a caretaker of children, not just parents, but anyone who's a caretaker of school-aged children, know that the planners are really about to get real now. And so one of the things I had to remember is that this season of life is going to look different from the summer season. And so the thing about Moxie Life is she's just heavy. And I realized that she just needs a space. She needs her own space. Even though she's not paying no rent, she's not paying for utilities, she really does need her own space. So what I said I was going to try with the Moxie is to just give her her own space to lay open and look pretty. Because maybe if the Moxie is already opened, I'll go ahead and use it. Because I really have enjoyed logging my food and my activity in the Moxie. I really have. But for some reason, just the thought of me having to pick up that big book, it just causes a little stress. And it's just me. It's not a big deal or anything. So instead of me saying I'm going to let go of the Moxie Life, I'm saying I'm going to try to adjust how I'm using that one. And I'm going to just see if I have better luck with her left open. And I say that because one week I did the reflection page, and I did write down that it helped me when I had my Moxie Life planner open. The only problem was I was running out of space in my room. So it wasn't, and that book is big, so I didn't have enough space to leave her open. And I didn't want the pages to get all dusty and things like that. Oh, I have to remember to section off those 2 grids just to make sure that it's even. Okay, here we go. So let me go ahead and count my 8. 8, 8, 8 is great. There we go. And then these two should be 9, 9, 9 is fine. Let's see. And then go here. I hope I just did this right. But it's pencil. Wait a minute. Oh, geez Louise. Okay. I'll tell you, drawing these lines with pencil, I'm not going to come on and make it seem like I don't make mistakes. But usually I'm not talking when I'm trying to draw these lines. So it is fine. I will get used to it. But I don't want to do a plan with me and just have you sitting in silence watching me. So give me a minute. I think this is, let me see, 1, 2. Okay. I'm just putting a divider line in the wrong place sometimes, but the pencil and the eraser are working just fine. So let me get this off. What I was saying about Moxie Life is I really like having the planner for health and wellness, because with the Moxie Life planner, it has really good paper. And I like using markers. Like I have the Moxie dot markers. I like using highlighters. I like color coding. So I like that about Moxie. And so that's one of the reasons why I think I'm going to keep trying to figure out how to use it. And hopefully it could stay in my lineup. So now that I've drawn in all of my lines, let me show you how this week is going and how my planner will end up looking. So if you are new here, or if you just forgot, this layout is working perfectly for me. This layout I was doing a few months ago, and then I was changing and flipping, and I came right back here because this is comfortable. On the first column is where I put my work schedule and any appointments. The second column is anything I want to do for myself or personal goals. And then the last column is what I've done for the home. This brings me back to my old Erin Condren days when I was in the vertical. I liked using the 3 boxes for 3 categories of life. And then I like to schedule them in my daily. That's what I'm going back to. So on the right side, this is something that I did for the first time, and I like how it looks. And I like having that little color over here on the right side. But this just helps me keep track of the day and what I've done. A few weeks ago, I was trying to put my weekly actions in here, like what I would have for my Moxie. But I really missed having my habit tracker here, so I moved that back. Here is where I have my major to-dos, to do and to buy. Here is where I have to contact, meaning to call or email. And then at the bottom, these are bills that are coming out of my account this week or need to be paid. And I really like having that. And then on the far right is where I have the meals. What I was trying to do, because a few years ago, I did use the Hobonichi Weeks. And you may know the weeks had that small section that a lot of people were using for meal plan, and I was too. But as I've gone through the process of experimenting with different layouts, I realized that I like having the meals to the far right because this saves me a lot of hassle during the day. And I always know where to get the meal plan, even if I just need ideas on what to cook. So let me show you last week. Oh, y'all, this was last week. This is what all of my planners look like. And this was the week before. See, this is the week that school started. School started this week. My oldest daughter moved out, so we had to move her. And I took some days off to rest. And when I tell you I rested, I never went back to the planner. I was resting so much that all of my planners look like this. But this is why I know that it benefits me to have my mini HP as like my companion. Sometimes I just don't want to plan, but I still have things to do. So this is what all of my planners look like this week, and I'm not going back to change it. But this is the week that we're in, so the week isn't over, and I still have time. But I'm just setting up September now. So because I know that some things may change, I'm not going to fill in too many plans. I'm just going to do the setup right now. I'm going to go ahead and highlight, and then I'll show you guys how I use the monthly. Oh, let me do that first. Let me show you the monthly. So let me show you, just in case, this is how I use my monthly. I use it for everything. Bills, important dates. This is my main catch-all. The only thing I do is take a sterling ink sticker, the long strip, put it down the side, put a sticker on the right, and I just fill everything in. July, I was not really in this planner. I don't know where I was, but I was somewhere else. Now we're in, no, are we in August? Yeah, we are still in August. So I went back. I'm filling in my bills and important dates. And now we are in September. And you see, I have sticky notes. Like, these are my real plans, you all. So just give me some grace if you see something that is a little questionable, because this is my real life that I'm sharing with you all. And now September is, I love fall colors. And I always wondered if it's because I'm a fall baby. Like, my birthday is this month. Because I noticed that my friends who are summer babies, like June and July, they tend to go towards more bright colors. They're really vibrant in the colors that they like and they wear. Me, I'm a fall baby. I'm more into neutrals. I'm like into more muted colors. And I always wanted to know if your birth month has something to do with that. So I'm just going to try to put this in the, let me see, right here. I don't care about covering up the week because I have that on the weekly pages. I've been trying to put this in the middle and then take some of the smaller sterling ink stickers and fill in the gaps. So let me just see what's in this month's kit. I have not looked at this kit yet. I haven't even looked at any previews from anybody. So this is how I decide where I'm going to put the sticker. Because these are transparent, I just kind of lay them on top of what's already on the page. That would be pretty. Let's see something else. Now these are a bit too big. These have some small elements that I might use. Let me open up the other pack and see if it's some smaller stickers. Here are the smaller stickers in this month's kit. I haven't had a full sterling ink kit in so long, it feels like. But what I was doing, I was trying to use some of my stash that I already had. So I like how the decorative stickers look. And my goal is to use all or most of the sterling ink stickers in the kit. Like, that is my absolute goal. So I think I'm going to put some leaves up here like a flower. It's not that I have to, but I just like to fill in the space a little bit. And then down here, I'm trying not to have a sticker that looks like that. You know what? I think I'll do another leaf down here and like put a flower. Now I've been eyeballing this one for this bottom corner, just to add in a little bit of color. And I feel like up top needs like some orange. And we have an orange sticker. So let's see how that looks. All right. And so now September is different because in the previous months, we've had a lot of space, like in the corners. September, I don't have that much, so I'm just going to look for a sticker right for the corner. This sticker is pretty. Yeah, I'm going to use one of these long ones. I was trying to see if there was one that was not foiled, but they are foiled. So I'm just going to add this. Oh, but then if I put a sticker here, I can't put my to-do list. So I can't do one this big because this is where I put my major to-do list, and that is important to me to have space for it. So we're going to go with something a little bit smaller. I'm going to go with this light pink flower to kind of draw off of this light pink flower, just to make sure I have enough room for my to-do list. Then I'm going to set this. I'm going to park her right over here in the corner. And that's it. And then I'll have space for my to-do list on both sides. So that's September. So let me go back to the week. All right, so let me go ahead and put in my highlighted, shaded sections for my work. But let me find a highlighter for that. So I wanted to show you these markers again and just kind of talk about these. I don't know how to pronounce them. They're either Alohaster or Alohaster. I'm not sure. But I got a question about these markers, so I wanted to kind of show you. These markers I got from Amazon. And I think if you type in mild highlighters or Bible highlighters, these may come up. The problem is they don't have a name to the color. And these are two packs. They have like a mild pack and a vibrant pack. So I don't know which color is which. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this sheet of paper. Oh, and that's pink. I didn't mean to get a pink piece of paper. 1 minute. All right. So I had to get a white piece of paper because I am going to draw off of this like brownish color. And I'm going to try to find one of these mild colors that I can use for my highlight for the month of September. And the problem with these markers is some of them don't look like the color. So off camera, a lot of times I just take a piece of paper, look to see what color and see what I like. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do with you. And then I want to talk about 2025 planners as well. Since I have you here, I'll go ahead and just swatch all of these just so that you'll get an idea of the colors. And then hopefully I will find one that I like for the month. This is good. So when it comes to 2025, this could go. When it goes to 2025, listen, I've been all up and through the Sterling Ink group. Oh, we've been having so much fun in that group. When she was doing those sneak peeks, it was so exciting. I like this one. It was so exciting to be in that group. It kind of felt like the old Erin Condren days when we used to like be on Instagram Live. And not even just Erin Condren, but also Happy Planner too. When Stephanie would be on it, it was just such an exciting time. So that's what I have been for the last few weeks, y'all. I've been trying to see what Sterling Ink was going to offer. Now this is pretty. I might use this one. I might get a little bold and use this one because it's kind of orange. So I'm going to move these out, the other ones out the way. I like this. So that green is nice too. I like this pink, but I think I'm gonna go with this orange for this weekend. If I don't like it, I'll just change it for next week. But these are the color swatches for those markers. And you see I did a double line, and they're mild, and they don't bleed or show through. And they're pretty good on this paper as well. So for 2025, I know for a fact that I will be using, let me make sure I'm in frame. Okay. I will be using my mini Happy Planner. I know that for a fact. For dailies, for daily planning. And also monthly pages. So I know that for sure because that's where I had Planner Piece a few years ago. So that's going to stay. I know that I will be getting at least 2 of the Sterling Ink standard size planners. Mulberry is pretty, but my eyes are very sensitive to bright colors. So that's why you'll usually see me with like muted colors and things like that. But I know for a fact I will be getting at least 2 of those planners. And because that's where my piece was, I was comfortable. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and fill in my work schedule. So I'm gonna have I'm gonna have the mini HP. I'm gonna have 2 of the Sterling Ink planners. And then there's one that I'm just not sure of. And that is Moxie Life. Moxie, let me make sure we have this is a paid holiday. I'll talk to you about pens in a few minutes because I get this question a lot too. But the only planner I'm not sure of right now is if I will go with a Moxie Life or if I will get a 3rd Sterling Ink planner. And that will be what I use for goals and possibly my health and wellness. In the same way that I'm using the Moxie Life now, I could use another Sterling Ink planner. But let me tell you what my dilemma is. The Moxie Life has really good paper. It's thick. I can use dot markers, highlighters, things like that. And I won't have any problems. The downside to the Moxie Life is just that it's so heavy. But it is 2 planners in one. You have your regular monthly, weekly planner, and you have a goal section for every month. So I get why it's heavy. That's not an issue. But sometimes it could be a bit uncomfortable. But I like the fact that I like the fact that the Moxie Life has fairly thick paper. And I think I'm going to put this sticker right here on Sunday. So that's the pro and the con for me with Moxie Life. The pro is that it's strong enough and durable enough to take a lot of markers and things. But the downside is just that it's heavy and it could be a bit uncomfortable. I'm pulling this up because I didn't want to cover my checklist box right there. Now, if I were to go with sterling ink, just to get a third sterling ink for health and wellness and goals, I could do that. I'm going to find some scissors and cut this piece. I probably could rip it. I could get a third sterling ink planner if I wanted to. The only downside to that is that I cannot color code my goals the way I found myself liking to do in the Moxie Life. So I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do in that aspect right there. So that's the only dilemma. What to do for goals, which would be health and wellness. So let's see. All right, so for September, I've already put in my bills. And I did this some days ago because, I mean, I'm sure, girl, I know you got your own bills. You don't want to see me with my bills. But that's what mainly I'm going to put right here. I have a list of important dates that I'm going to go ahead and add in as well. I'm going to start right here, and I'll use this if I need extra space, just because I've started that way. And so now my eyes kind of know where to look. So just for consistency, I'm just going to put important dates right here. All right, so that's my only dilemma for 2025. And that is, what will I be using for goals? Now, Moxie Life has not released their new planners. And they've been talking about the fact that they have new things coming up. So we'll just have to see. And that's why I cannot fully for sure say what I'll do for that planner just yet, because I have not seen what they're going to offer. And the sterling ink, what is it called? Like the launch will be coming up soon. So my wallet may also determine if I get a Moxie Life or not. Because let me tell you, I was, when Catherine from Sterling Ink, she released the price list, and y'all, I start like calculating. I'm like, ooh, I want this. I want the daily. I want this. Ooh, y'all, when I started calculating that, girl, I started to remove. I said, ooh, girl. I said, I might have to get a planner every 2 weeks or something, or get a couple every 2 weeks. I don't know. But the way that total kept increasing, I said, oh, girl, $40 and $50 don't seem like a lot. It don't. But when you start adding 4 or 5 planners, yeah, it'll add up. So this is what I've done. And I think, yeah, for every month, I just kind of slap a Post-it note. So we have a few birthdays. I have a doctor's appointment. And these are my little transparent stickies for when I actually do these things. Yeah, we haven't. None of these are scheduled for September just yet. So I'll just park these here. I can toss this. My September is almost done. Let me get some date dots. Not date dots. Let me get some transparent stickers. All right, so I cannot find my transparent stickers right now. My office recently moved. So when my daughter was moving, all of the rooms shifted because my youngest daughter she has now a bigger room and I have her room for my office. So I just like to take these little dots and mark down paydays. And I think this month I'll put like a flag just to remind me to look down, because I realized that I like having my bills in a clear view without any obstruction. But I would like to have some sort of indicator to tell me to look down. And that's what I'll do once I find my transparent dots. But this is my monthly. I also have to get my daughter's school calendar because I know they're out of school Monday, but I think they have another day off. And then for the weeklies, we've sort of set up the week of September 2nd through the 8th. Not really. But to set up the month, I just really wanted to add in all of the lines. So we did this week, this week. Yeah, we did 4 weeks. And I'm not going to put any color on the pages that come after because I know me. I'll get tired of it. So this is my monthly setup. This is sort of how it will turn out. Notice I didn't put any stickers because after this week of having no plans, I just needed a space to just map out my thoughts. But I hope that you enjoyed the September setup with me. We talked about my August planner update or recap, and we talked about 2025. So if you have any questions or comments, leave them below, and I will see you in the next time. Bye, friends.